opposition team will probably not come in there. They'll like walk in with no lights and fireworks.
Yeah.
Testing. 2. Testing. 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 Air 2. Testing.
bounce around.
Ja, välkommen till den första opera i ENBLeague-säsongen.
I'm going to be late telling you what to do because I'm a bit distracted. Basically,
First of all, we will present the players of our guests. From Romania, the winner of the last season's ENBL tournament, CSO VOLUNTARI. Player 1, Samuel Onin. 2, Gordon Watson. 3, Kostin Savanescu. 5, Mike Cappy. 6, Laszlo Polya. 8, David Butler. 22, Alex Ula. 24, Muhammad Babu. 33, Salomon Young. Number 24, the captain, Lee Skinner. 35, Juno Gildea. And number 24, Cooley Justice. The coach, Mr. Don Ian, and assistant coach, Mr. Leon Neda. So, Savita Motivation, Santoya Coach, first with the
Du var på springrikt der, Ja, ja. Du søker sammen med noen, så jeg tror det er gøy.
Vi är lite grann på cykeln, runt tekniskt strömmar och på startkampen så kort som det är. Kommer vi komma på plats med det 10 stycken som är ganska här då. Och vi har haft med oss organisation i här i hållet. Fyllingen Lions innan samarbeidet leder for å støtte de som har mistet noen i selvmord og engasjerer seg i selvmordsforebygging. Derfor ser dere vennskap som forknyttes rettigheter enhet. Da ser det ut som det begynner å nærme seg at noe skjer, så da er vi straks klar. Ja, det er litt tekniske problemer som vi må beholde før vi kommer starte partner. Da kan jeg få minne om Fyllingen Lions sine sponsorer. Halvgård Pøtters, Halvgård Ekspress, med tema sport og helse, med tema eiendom. Og så håper vi på at de tekniske problemene straks ordner seg.
In terms of this Norwegian team, the Fyllingen Lions, no Deshaun Davis, the reigning, one of the leading ENBL scorers from last season, also the Norwegian League MVP. He is not here anymore. However, they did get some more well-rounded adjustments to kind of balance out this rotation. Calix and Jai told me he wanted a bigger depth. He wanted more depth within his team. So they went in and got Ayinde Hakim, who played in Azerbaijan last season. They got Joshua Keys, who's had years of experience playing all across the world, looking to prime into an incredible year. As well as William Liebeck, who played overseas last year, played in Germany, now back in Norway, looking to help this Lions team win their third Norwegian ship in a row. As you can also look at this CSO Voluntari team. They have a bunch of incredible players on their own. Sakar Anim as well, the 28-year-old, his 6th pro season, looking to start off really well. And you can't ignore Mike Caffey, who's had a really good professional career so far here in Romania. He is a player to always look out for, as well as Solomon Yumming and Alexandru Ola down the middle, who are obviously incredible forces down low, but can give you a lot of experience in this high level, and they're going to look to show here in Norway how basketball is played in Romania. Basketball is not really the most popular sport here up in Scandinavia, as Norway has struggled in overseas competition. And Romania, they've had a little bit more success down the line. They played really well during the qualifications, and a lot of incredible talent from around the world plays in Romania to keep developing their skill sets. As you see both of the teams warm up, and I'll be back as we're going to be starting on the opening tip very shortly.
doesn't turn off when you're in the menu, right? Turn it off.
So no more technical delay on the floor. There was an issue with the shot clocks, as it seemed. They wouldn't be able to turn on, as we saw head referee Viola Giorgi check up with our scorekeepers table and our statisticians about what the problem was. So the shot clock is working completely fine. The game should be able to start in only just a short moment. As we'll just repeat what's been said on air earlier. The Fyllingen Lions now with their season opener here in Bergen, Norway, for this ENBL season. Now instead of 2 groups, there's now going to be 3 groups. 26 teams in total, and it's going to be the top bunch looking to make it to the round of 16 when it's all said and done. And then they're going to duke it out in the finals. But everything has to start somewhere, both of these teams now with new rotations, new players coming in and out, and looking to show what they can do in front of this nice crowd here in the Haukelandshall in Norway. Should be starting in just a few minutes, but with the starting 5s for each teams. For CSO Voluntari, they'll have Mike Caffey at the point guard spot with Sakar Anim at the 2 spot, with Lee Skinner and Tudor Gidebea at the 3 and 4, while at the center position it's Alexandru Ola, the 31-year-old, down the middle for the reigning ENBL champions from Romania. While for the Lions, they'll be having Los Aspe and Ayinda Hikim at the 1 and 2, with William Liebeck and Eric Fonger at the forward positions, and Joshua Keys at the center slot. Didn't expect this technical difficulty earlier, as it stands right now, we're 15 minutes behind schedule, which is something we didn't necessarily expect, as we have 1 minute remaining before opening tip-off. Lions coach Kalex Njai told me these early games we're just focusing on our own, we're focusing on ourselves. Yes, we pay attention to what the opponent is doing, but when it comes to these early games, we need to focus on our own habits, blending the personalities together, and make sure that our chemistry is up and running as early as possible, because it's a long season. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs throughout this entirety course of the year, as both of the teams starting 5s now heading down onto the floor, as we have the dark blue jerseys of CSO Voluntari, and we have the all whites for Fyllingen. Should expect a floor spacing lineup with this Lions team. Normally there's Eric Fonger, he plays at the 3 slot, now he's at the 4. Joshua Keys, Alexandru Ola meet down the middle. The ball is loose. Voluntari basketball to get it started from right to left. Here's Lee Skinner coming off 15 points in the Romanian Cup loss. And he knocks down the first shot. 1 for 1 for the American. Nice fadeaway down the middle. Beats him with the half jab step and puts it in. Lee Skinner came off the bench a couple days ago, but now he is starting in this opening ENBL matchup. Hikim looks to split the double, finds Joshua Keys a triple. Just short, it'll be Voluntari basketball. The main thing we saw from the Lions last season was execution, which is something Khaled Shinjai preached to his team. He said that they have to execute everything perfectly and most importantly have the effort. Here's Anim. Down low to Ola. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Well defended by Liebeck. Hakeem with the rebound for the Lions. Hakeem, backdoor feed, Aspa. Fonger from the corner. Just too strong. Now Lions coming off a opening season win in the Norwegian League against Centrum Tigers. They were up by as much as 17, came back and won it, and that's an and one for Sakar Anim. That's William Liebeck's first personal and first team foul against the Lions. And Sakar Anim will now take the first free throw of the game. A career 68% from the line and played for Marquette University from 15 to 19. Misses the free throw. Ola gets the offensive board. And Liebeck picks his pocket from behind, but it'll be CSU basketball. Here's Lee Skinner backing down Funge. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Pivots. Couldn't get it in. He gets the offensive rebound, gets it swatted away. A big question for the Lions today will be lack of size, as the only big men available are Oliver Wiesnes, who's sitting on the bench, and Joshua Keys, who's the starting center. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Hakeem, a one-dribble pull-up. That one's off. Rebound goes to Anim. The Lions 0 of 3 to start. Anim with the throwdown. Elevates going coast to coast, showing no mercy to the rim. And the reigning ENBL champions with a strong start to open the game. Here's Liebeck, a difficult fadeaway. Gets his own rebound, loses balance in the air. CSU, Voluntari nearly turned it over, and it's going to be... Looks like it's going to stay with the Romanian side. So now the Lions will look to put on their 2 biggest players on the floor. Erik Fonger will now take a seat for the Norwegians. Oliver Wiesnes now coming in. Anim forced to pick up his dribble. Here comes Voluntari. Ola had the roll. Ball went too strong past him. Here comes Liebeck. Wiesnes picks up the cookies, gets doubled. And the whistle will be blown on the floor. From my point of view, it seems like a jump ball violation, but instead it's going to be a foul against number 35, Tudor Girbea, for the Romanians. His first personal, first team foul against Voluntari. And it's going to be a quick timeout on the floor for the Lions as the reigning Romanian ENBL champion CSO Voluntari with a 6-0 lead, 7:18 remaining here in the first quarter. Both teams now heading back onto the floor. The CSO Voluntari now with a quick 6-0 run to get it started. They controlled the boards early, which forced Kalix and Jai to put a little bit more size on the floor, with Oliver Visnes handing it off to Yinde Hikim. Hikim looks to work some magic on the left block. Down low to Joshua Keys. Gets doubled, puts it up and puts it in. Now Joshua Keys has played all around the world and now made his next stop to Norway, coming off a 30-piece against the Centrum Tigers this past Sunday in his BLNO debut. Keys picks the pocket, and that's a CSO turnover. And now this is the run the Lions could look to go on. And Coach Kalix and Jai told his guys, we have to get on a run early. We have to set the tone early in front of our home crowd. And it looks like they finally got something started. Keys attacks and puts it in for 2. Back-to-back buckets for Joshua as he cuts the Voluntari lead down to 2. Now how will Voluntari look to respond? A quick 4-0 run for the Lions. Skinner fades, blocked by Visnes. Up top, Caffey, extra feed Ola. Skinner will take, beats the shot clock, offensive rebound Girbea. Voluntari controlling the glass early on in the first, and Keys takes it away for Fyllingen. Visnes looks to reset, and Ayinde Hakim will lead the offense. Here comes Hakim showing the speed and the de-acceleration as he glides to the rim. Ayinde Hakim, only in his second pro season, played in Azerbaijan last year and was one of the leading playmakers in the entire league as he came off the steal, stole it from Alexandra Ola. Now the Lions with a lot of momentum coming out of the timeout. 6-6 is your score. Keys a triple. Rebound goes to Aneem. Keys couldn't foul him. Aneem all the way for 2. Game's leading score with 6 as he glides in and lays it home for 2. 8-6 now your score. And what we've seen from this Lions team, it's going to be an offensive foul against Joshua Keys. Now his first personal, team's second. Now the Lions look to make a double substitution. Nicolas Guerin and Paul Olivier will come in. Lars Aspe and William Liebeck will sit down. Tudor Girbea, as well as number 5 Mike Caffey, will sit down. And now there'll be 2 new players for Voluntari, Laszlo Poliak and number 33 Solomon Young on for the team in dark blue. They tried to find Young down low as he was tackling with Visnes under the basket. No whistle heard. And now we're going to see a little press from Voluntari. It's Aneem and Olivier. Olivier breaks the double up to Visnes. Drives and finishes on Lee Skinner. Oliver Visnes, a young forward with a lot of potential, but where he shines is attacking the skies with rebounds and dunks. Nice play by Voluntari. It's Poliak with the triple, misses from the wing. Young backing down Visnes, hooks it up and in. Solomon Young with 3 points the hard way, and he'll go to the line. 2nd and 1 for Voluntari. Solomon Young standing in at 6'8", the 27-year-old in his 7th pro season. A career 71% from the line. now returning to Europe after a season-long stint in the G League with the South Bay Lakers and the CEBL in Canada with the Winnipeg Sea Bears. Converts the N1 play as Voluntari look to extend their lead. Hakeem couldn't create the separation he wanted. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hakeem spinning, fading, and connecting. Ayinde Hakeem with a great start on offense puts that one in. 3:28 remaining here in the first quarter. And the Lions really looking to answer early on. 11-8 is your score. They find Young again. Spins on Visnes. Couldn't put it in as Oliver gets the rebound. A double crossover by Hakeem. Referee blew the whistle. And that's going to be Lee Skinner's first personal foul, second team foul against Voluntari. As Skinner sits down, Mohamed Barrow will now come on the floor. 2 new substitutions for the Lions. Lars Aspe and Erik Fonger will now come on. So Voluntari started off the game with the 6-0 run. The Lions answered back with 6 of their own, but it's been a back and forth affair we've seen her here in the first quarter. And so far it's been fairly even in terms of percentages. The Lions 5 of 11 from the field. Voluntari 5 of 10. Neither team hitting a 3. The Lions 0 of 3 from distance. Voluntari 0 of 1. Aspe got fouled on the floor again by Cody Justice. No whistle blown, but it's going to be Lions basketball. So it's Aspe, Olivier, Skeren, Keys, and Fonger on the floor from the Bergen team. Skeren in and out from the right corner. Justice gets doubled, intercepted by Skeren. 5 on the shot clock for Voluntari. Here's Jordan Watson, guarded by Keys, takes the right corner triple and beats the shot clock. Jordan Watson from the corner over the outstretched arms of Joshua Keys. As that's going to be a traveling violation against Keys himself. (13-10) is your score. Voluntari by 3. Justice, a triple. That one's just short. Here's Lars Aspe on Barrow. Out to Fonger, sidestep fake, Skeren from the corner, couldn't get the triple. Joshua Keys the offensive rebound. Olivier will take, he'll make. Paul Olivier with this first triple of the ENBL season ties it up at 13 apiece. A minute and a half remaining in the first as Erik Fonger will foul number 33, Solomon Young. Fonger, his first personal, now team's third here in the first quarter. Young from the corner, he's got it. Back-to-back triples for Voluntari as Solomon 5 on the Justice gets doubled, intercepted by Skeren. 5 on the shot clock for Voluntari. Here's Jordan Watson, guarded by Keys, takes the right corner triple. Oh, the Lions look to answer. It's Hakeem Couldn't get it off the window, but it'll go to the line. So it's also going to be a goaltending violation, according to the PA announcer. So it's Jordan Watson, his first personal, now the team's third. Allende Hakim now on the line for the Lions. Misses the first one. A 77% career free throw shooter. He played collegiate basketball for UMass Lowell a few years, as well as LaSalle, as he is 1 for 2 from the line. Nice entry pass down low, and a foul will be on the floor against Allende Hakim. Now his first personal, now the Lions' fourth. 52.1 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. So it's Mohamed Barrow now on the line. Despite being 29 years old, this will be his 15th pro season. Struggled from the line throughout his career, 51%. He was born in Senegal, played plenty of basketball in Europe, where we started playing pro ball in Spain in 2014 for CB Gran Canaria's junior team. Also played there, and he's played in Spain for 10 seasons. Two of two from the line. Nothing but now the second one. 50 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and the Lions look to end on a strong note. 16-14, Voluntari lead. Aspa dishes it out to Fonguer. And Fonguer takes the triple and puts it in off the Hakim assist. And he is the sharpshooter the Lions have been relying on throughout the course of last year. 9-second difference between shot and game clock. Here's Jordan Watson. Finds Cody Justice and the foul. Cody Justice with the third and one for Voluntari. That's his first one. And he gets that one to go. He'll go to the line. So Cody Justice, 92% from the line last season, and in fact a 95% free throw shooter in the ENBL. Knocks that one down. Ten seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Here's Allende Hakim. Guarded one-on-one with Laszlo Poliak. Hakim to beat the shot clock, puts it in. Allende Hakim with his 7th point here in the first quarter beats the buzzer as the Lions end up the first quarter on a strong note, but it's still a CSO Voluntari lead. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter. Both teams now approaching the lineups are set for the start of the second quarter. It's Ayinde Hikim, Lars Aspet, the guard positions, with William Liebeck and Erik Fonge at the forwards. And Joshua Keys, the 5-man down low for the Lions here in the start of the second. While Voluntari will start off with a little different approach. They have Jordan Watson, they have Mike Caffey at the guard slots with Mohamed Barrow and Cody Justice. And lastly, number 33 as well, Solomon Young. Keys misses from the left side, and Voluntari look to push. Almost stolen by Hakim, but it's going to be CSO ball. Good first quarter we've seen from the Lions, now down by 2 here at the start of the second. But this Voluntari team has gotten on the better end of the scoring runs. Justice down low, Barrow couldn't put it in. Gets his own offensive board and the foul. Mohamed Barrow, another trip to the foul line, and he'll get the N1 opportunity. So Mohamed Barrow, 2 of 2 from the line earlier in the first quarter. This is now his second trip to the charity stripe. Misses the free throw, and it's a 4-point lead for Voluntari. Here's Liebeck. Couldn't get anything off the Keys screen. Here's Ayinde Hakim. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hakim, a sidestep 3, tried to draw the foul. Keys got it off the offensive rebound, beat the shot clock, but it's Voluntari basketball. Justice, the Euro. Watson fakes from the corner, weaves around the perimeter, back to Justice. As Voluntari look to start off strong as they did early in the first. Caffey, a triple. And he opens up his ENBL scoring for the 2025 season. The reigning finals MVP now on the mark here with 8:30 remaining in the second quarter. As Aspet draws the foul on Jordan Watson. Now his second personal. Team's second. No, team's first, excuse me. That's Jordan Watson's second personal foul. So far, it's been a rebounding advantage for Voluntari. They have 13 compared to the Lions' 8, and that's an interception by Mike Caffey. This Voluntari team sure knows how to go on a proper start as they find Barrow too big against Fongue, intercepted by Visnes, and Olivier gets the basketball. Looks to take it all the way himself, and he'll go to the line. Met up in the air by Mike Caffey for his first personal foul, team second. Now it's Paul Olivier with the blazing speed going from end to end, and he gets rewarded with 2 free throws. Laszlo Poliak will now check in, as well as Lee Skinner for Voluntari. Jordan Watson and Mohamed Barrow will now take a seat. So Paul Olivier will now take his first trips to the foul line. And the Lions, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe so far, as he puts in the first one. He recently made some comments about the good play the Lions need to show in front of this crowd. And he said everybody on the team will leave everything on the floor tonight. One of the bigger veteran presences in this Lions rotation, splits the pair at the line. Eight seconds on the shot clock. Here's Mike Caffey. Voluntari look to answer. Caffey, a triple. That one's off. Rebound. It's going to go straight to the Lions, according to head referee Viola Giorgi. However, Tudor Girbea of Voluntari says it last went off of Aspe for Fyllingen. The call still stands. It'll be Fyllingen basketball. This Lions team, the reigning BLNO champions, won 34 out of 40 regular season games in the Norwegian League. Look to become 3-time BLNO champions, make it a three-peat. First team to do it in Norwegian League history. Here's Justice, down low. Here's Solomon Young. Puts it in, and the foul. Solomon Young with the flex. And he puts his 8th point down on the board. It's going to be a quick timeout on the floor for the Lions as Voluntari in the driver's seat with an incredible lead, dominating down low. And especially winning the contact battle, they forced multiple and one opportunities and forced Fyllingen center Joshua Keys into foul trouble. According to the stats, he has 3 personal fouls, which is going to be huge for the Lions in trying to win the rebounding battle. Both Voluntari with their big men down low with Alexandru Ola, Mohamed Baro as well down low, with other rotational pieces as well as Solomon Young. It's going to be a tough team to stop when it comes to controlling the glass down low. Voluntari, the reigning ENBL champions, look to get the early start they want in this ENBL season. They started last year's ENBL streak, winning 4 games in a row before they eventually lost against the team they would meet in the final, the Newcastle Eagles. Timeout's all but done, and we'll now have Solomon Young on the foul line. Solomon Young now 2 for 2 from the line, leading all Voluntari scores with 9. We're back underway. That's a Lion turnover. And here comes Solomon Young on the breakaway with his 11th point of the game. 6:41 remaining here in the second quarter. And Voluntari showing why they're one of the best in Northern Europe. Going to go on the breakaway as Olivier with the fake and the mid-range to put it in. And Olivier, not necessarily known as a scorer, putting on the scoring cap, and that's Oliver Visnes fouling on the floor against Lee Skinner. Erik Funge will now sit down for the Lions. Nicolas Skeren now coming on. A sharpshooter for the Lions, looking to get their first home win in their team's history, international play-wise. And Nicolas Skeren said that we want to measure ourselves against this Voluntari team. It's going to be a very tough challenge, and they are champions for a reason. There you see the ball movement, and Gerbea will go to the line. He sent Joshua Keys up in the air. He is frustrated with himself. And that's his 4th personal foul in 11 minutes, 40 seconds played. And now it's a steeper mountain for the Lions. They struggle with size even when you looked into their rotation. But now it's an even tougher one. Girbea with his first point of the evening. Has career 74% shooter from the line, splits the pair. Offensive rebound goes to Solomon Young. The triple is up and in. Sakar Anim from downtown. His 9th point of the evening. And Voluntari are running away with this one. How will the Lions look to answer this offensive onslaught from the reigning Romanian ENBL champions? 3 seconds on the shot clock. Visnes rejected by Young. Shot clock violation. And the Romanian team on the bench is loving it. And they are coming away with this one here in the early stages of the second quarter. It's been all Voluntari. A 10-point lead, their largest of the game. And it seems like the Lions can't put the ball in the basket at all. We've only seen one from Paul Olivier. We haven't seen much else as William Liebeck fouls Sakar Anim on the three-point shot. That's now his second personal. That's going to be the 5th foul against the Lions as a team as we're nearly approaching the halfway point of the second quarter. Cody Justice comes in. Lee Skinner will take a seat for Voluntari. As Sakar Anim knocks down the first free throw, now sits at 10 points. He knocks down the other 2. He'll be the team's leading scorer with 12. He splits the remaining pair. He'll now be the joint leading scorer with Solomon Young, which he does. Now the Lions, normally known as a team that get most of their buckets inside, they led the entire ENBL in two-point percentage last season, around 60%. Now they're shooting 50%, while Voluntari, they're 62%, 10 out of 16. They are from inside the three-point line. Olivier, a step back 2, and he puts it in. Olivier showing the scoring prowess as he cuts
10 out of
this
16.
deadly run by Voluntari.
They are
from inside the three-point line.
Olivier,
Olivier, a step back 2, and he puts it in. The Lions' 6th team foul here in the second quarter. 4:54 remaining. Tudor Girbea now on the free throw line. He split the pair his last time around. Now he knocks down the first one for his second point of the game. Made a start 2 seasons ago he played in the Romanian second division 2 seasons ago before making his professional debut with Voluntari in 2018, where he spent 3 seasons honing his craft. Puts it in. 2 for 2 for Girbea. Now sits at 3 points. As the Lions now look to send Lars Aspe on the floor with Nicolas Ballone now taking a seat on the bench. Here's Olivier. Finds Visnes. Here's Aginde Hakim for the Lions. Down low, Visnes. And his foot was out of bounds, and it's going to be Voluntari basketball. And when it rains, it pours for the Lions. Now making it their 7th turnover of the game. Voluntari have just as much. The only category the Lions are leading in is steals. 4-3. You can see why this Voluntari team are as deadly as they are, as Cody Justice misses a 3. Offensive rebound, Barrow, and the foul. Mohamed Barrow controlling the glass. Can't be stopped down low, and he'll go to the line yet again. And Voluntari running away with this one. Nicholas Skön will come in. Oliver Visnes will take a seat. And this is a rather short rotation for the Lions on the floor right now. It's going to be Erik Fonger as the center, with 4 guards on the floor for the Lions. Mohamed Barrow knocks down the free throw for his 7th point of the game. But Joshua Keys has been in foul trouble. Oliver Visnes is now taking a seat. He's committed a few fouls. So the Lions have to dig deep and find a way to rally a comeback with 4 minutes remaining of the second. Olivier, another step back 2. That one's off. Rebound goes to the hands of Voluntari. Barrow down low on Fonger, couldn't put it in. It'll be Lions basketball. The main story has been rebounding, as Voluntari is leading 16-10 in that department, as Mohamed Barrow fouls Nicholas Skön under the basket. That's going to be his first personal. Now the team's 3rd. Olivier finds the triple, and it's in. Erik Fonger momentarily stops the bleeding with his 2nd triple of the game. Hopefully the Lions can get something started. 43-27 is your score, but not before Sakar Anim with another triple. 14 for the guard. Four of 8 from 3 is this Voluntari squad. While the Lions only 3 of 8, and there's Fonger with the layup under the basket. 8 points for Erik Fonger. 2:37 remaining in the second quarter, as Cody Justice says, anything you can do, I can do better, as he replies with a triple. Fonger, a step back 3, puts it in. Erik Fonger, 8 straight for the guard who recently played in Switzerland, and it's a Voluntari turnover. Erik Fonger, 38% from deep throughout his career. 2 triples in the span of a minute. An elite 3-point shooter, shot 39% from 3 in the Norwegian League last season. And he is now approaching his ENBL career high. He had 12 points versus the number 1 seed in the group, Inter Bratislava. Fonger puts it in. Now a new ENBL career high, 13 points for Fonger. It's a quick Voluntari timeout, and the Lions with a huge run with 1:52 remaining here in the second. They're down by as much as 15, but they're rallying something small. Coming back shortly. 1:52 remaining here in this ENBL season opener for the Fyllingen Lions. The reigning Norwegian champions down by 15, 49-34 is your score. As CSO Voluntari out of Romania with a strong, so far, early first half. It's been the Shakar Anim show leading the way with 15 and Solomon Young with 11 with huge rebounds and end-one opportunities by Mohammed Barrow, which has been the main focal points for this Voluntari roster. They move it around. Kicked ball violation by Ayinde Hakim, and it's going to be Voluntari basketball. Skinner a triple, puts it in. Lee Skinner with his 5th point of the evening, and the 3-point barrage continues for the Romanian team. 6 of 10 from deep is Voluntari. Caffey saves it off the thigh of Espa, and it's going to be Voluntari basketball yet again. And it's what has been a dominant second quarter by the remaining Romanian Cup champions. Now, this team last year, despite not having a top 10 scorer, they were the #1 point scoring team in the entire ENBL last season. And they were top 5 in multiple categories, which is why they got so far as they did. Basketball excellence out of Romania. The triple up and in. Mike Caffey for his 6th point of the game. This second quarter has been a 3-point show from the Romanians as we approach 30 seconds remaining of the second quarter. Fungea the triple. That one's too short. 1 second difference between shot and game clock as Voluntari look to end their second quarter brilliance with the make. It's Caffey off the Ola screen. Fungea switches on him. They move it. A 2-dribble pull-up. Sakar Anim with point number 16. And that will do it for the end of the first half. CSO Voluntari with a dominant first half. 57-34 lead as Sakar Anim cannot be stopped. Scoring all across from the floor with Solomon Young complimenting him very nicely with 11. With Mike Caffey and Cody Justice and Lee Skinner helping out wherever is necessary all around the floor. While when you look at the Lions, it's been Eric Fungea and Paul Olivier trying to help in the scoring load for the Lions. But with Joshua Keys, their starting center, having 4 fouls in almost 12 minutes, you're bound to have an uphill battle when one of your best players is in foul trouble. Voluntari, with a strong opening half, look to start their ENBL season with a win.
ENBLeague partners ir biznesa platforma, kas apvieno būvniecības nozares speciālistus un darbojas 4 pakalpojumu sektoros – ielu kompleksa būvniecība vai pārbūve, teritorijas labiekārtošana, hidrobūvniecība, ēku būvniecība un iekšdarbi. Mēs piedāvājam skaidrus un saprotamus risinājumus ēku un inženieru būvju projektēšanā, teritorijas labiekārtošanā, dokumentu sagatavošanai, būvju nodošanai eksploatācijā un juridisko palīdzību. ENBLeague partners – stabils, profesionāls un atbildīgs partners.
Ut till Nalla på högerkanten. Där var på sidan och tunneln Nalla. Hålla ut. Hålla ut. Det är Agneta. Agneta satt igång sånt. Ut i linjen. Så får vi se om det kommer att fortsätta så in. Går sig helt konstigt möjligt. Så tar han över till Frida. Det är då kommer det vara fullt. Han börjar Como foi o Cristiano Suíça, vamos seguir os três 6 minutos apoio.
ENBLeague partneris ir biznesa platforma, kas apvieno būvniecības nozares speciālistus un darbojas 4 pakalpojumu sektoros – ielu kompleksa būvniecība vai pārbūve, teritorijas labiekārtošana, hidrobūvniecība, ēku būvniecība un iekšdarbi. Mēs piedāvājam skaidrs un saprotams risinājums ēku un inženieru būvju projektēšanā, teritorijas labiekārtošanā, dokumentu sagatavošanai, būvju nodošanai eksploatācijā un juridisko palīdzību. ENBLeague partneris – stabils, profesionāls un atbildīgs partneris.
A dominant CSO Voluntari start here in Bergen, Norway, as they are up 57-34 against the reigning Norwegian champions. And it's been all Sakar Anim leading the way with 16 points, Solomon Young with 11. And the main story has been foul line shooting. Voluntari 12 of 15 from the charity stripe in the first half. The Fyllingen Lions 2 of 4. Your current 5 on the floor for the Lions is Joshua Keys, Erik Fonge, William Liebeck, Lars Aspe, and Ayinde Hikim. Big story will be how Joshua Keys manages his 4 personal fouls as Cody Justice takes the Euro. Offensive putback is up and in by Solomon Young. Here's Mohamed Barrow. Big story will be how Joshua Keys manages his 4 personal fouls as Cody Justice takes the dominating offensive putbacks as they got their 19th total rebound here in this ballgame. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Joshua Keys. Swings it out to William Liebeck. A triple is in. And William Liebeck opens up his ENBL scoring of the young season. Solomon Young pleading to get the ball open. He's now covered by Hakeem. Offensive foul. So a nice charge drawn by Hakeem. That's going to be Solomon Young's first personal foul now. First team foul here in the third quarter. What really impresses me about this Voluntari squad is the depth that they have. They have guys that know how to do their role in every single position. With Cody Justice coming off the bench at one game, Mohamed Barrow coming off the bench, Solomon Young giving you valuable minutes when there are several guys that could start on many teams. As there you see Erik Fonge keeping up his phenomenal play. 15 points for Erik. Look at the ball movement as Cody Justice faked the shot and gets hit in the shoulder by William Liebeck, and he is down. So Justice had the shot fake on the left wing, was in between 2 Lions players, and here comes William Liebeck crashing down after the pump fake. It looks like he just lands on his right shoulder, and you can see him holding that as the coaching staff looks now to tend to it. Some reinforcements. It's now Sakar Anim now coming onto the floor for Voluntari. He's on the floor with Laszlo Poliak, Jordan Watson, Mohamed Bado, and Solomon Young for Voluntari. Games like these, although it's challenging for the Norwegian teams, it's going to be for both Fyllingen and Gimle, now a fellow Bergen team now, the first time in the ENBL. As there's a jam down low, Solomon Young rocking the rim for his 13th point. It's going to be a good landscape to see how Norwegian teams will fare against Northern European competition. As here's Hakeem, looks to spin, create separation. That one short off the right block. Rebound saved by Solomon Young. There's 4 across the half-court line for Voluntari. As now Mohamed Barrow is now under the Voluntari stanchion, holding onto his head area. So at first, it's the shoulder of Cody Justice. And now this time it's Mohamed Barrow. So now Lee Skinner looks to come on and help him out. He will now be back in the rotation. Play resumes, 61-39, 7 minutes 36 remaining here in the third quarter. Both teams looking to get a strong start in their ENBL season. They find Jordan Watson with the triple. And Jordan Watson now sits at 6 and keeps the outpour of triples draining into this Lion defense. There's a shot up and in by Joshua Keys, putting it up and in. Hasn't played much, now sits at only his 6th point of the evening, now played 14 minutes. Had 4 fouls by the end of halftime, as there you see weaving down low and putting it back up and in. Sakar Anim continuing with this fine play, sits at 18. Here's Joshua Keys, one-on-one with Young, and drains it. And Joshua Keys, despite being a center, he moves really well for a guy his size. Not afraid to put the ball on the floor, and one thing you notice about him, he's really, really fast, especially off the ball. You'll see him flying down the court, and he has incredible touch around the rim. Jordan Watson, back-to-back triples for the guard, his 3rd one this game. And he can't miss from downtown here in the 3rd. Here's Aspa, puts the floater. That one rattles in and out. Rebound saved. Keys dives for it, and it's Fyllingen ball. Swings it to Lee back open from the corner. That one misses. It's going to be Lions basketball as Fyllingen and Anim come in contact on the rebound. Seen a lot of contact battles here in this 3rd quarter with both Cody Justice and Mohamed Bado now need attending to. As you see Justice getting his right shoulder worked on by the physio on the bench on the left side of your screen. Mohamed Barrow got shaken up, and he is now in the locker getting tended to, but he's fine. He could walk completely fine, so everything is all right with those two. As for the Lions this game, they've struggled on offense in the 2nd quarter, and it looks like this Voluntari team has just beaten them with another gear. But still, it's a marathon, not a sprint for Norwegian basketball, as Hakim hits the deck. His foot went out of bounds, and it's Voluntari basketball. Here's Solomon Young facing up. That one's too short. Lions basketball. Now Voluntari, ever since they earned promotion back to the Romanian top division in 2018, they've really established themselves as one of the most competitive teams in the Romanian league. Nice dish down low, rejected by Solomon Young. Watson for Voluntari flings it to Anim. Extra feed intercepted by Hakim. But it's still going to be Voluntari basketball. Nicholas Skevin for the Lions will now look to check in, with Ayinde Hakim taking a seat. But this Voluntari team has really established themselves. Now the reigning ENBL and Romanian Cup champions. However, they were the 4th seed in the Romanian league, as That's a nice reverse layup by Laszlo Poliak. 32-year-old in his 16th pro season. The nice reverse layup for his first bucket. A foul will be now called on the floor against Laszlo Poliak. That's going to be his first personal, team's second. His Voluntari team last season, 22-8 record, including a 11-game winning streak starting mid-October, which just lasted just after New Year's as Paul Olivier continues his incredible play for the Lions. In what's been a dire need for offense, he's now the second Lions player in double figures with 10. Known as a playmaker, as he looks to intercept it and steal it from Sakara Ni, but it's a kicked ball violation against the Spaniard. So it's still going to be Voluntari basketball. It's Sakar Anim, Jordan Watson, Lee Skinner, Laszlo Poliak, and Young rejected by Oliver Wiesnes under the rim. He met him at the apex. As that's going to be a foul against Mohamed Barrow, his second personal, now the team's third here in the third. Solomon Young and Jordan Watson now taking his seat for Voluntari. Alexandru Ola now coming onto the floor together with Mike Caffey. Here's Los Aspe wheeling, dealing out to Olivier. A step back triple. That one short rebound taken by Poliak. 71-45 Voluntari lead. Showing the Lions they're the ENBL champions for a reason. Keys intercepted the pass. Voluntari ball. Norwegian basketball looking to currently take another step as a sport in its whole. As you know, this country is mainly known for skiing, long distance running, and soccer. Basketball isn't really their main forte. Look at the ball movement. Ola flaring to the foul line, finding a cutting Lee Skinner, just sealing his man for two. You know, with how much rain and snow it is in Scandinavia with Norway, I would have thought indoor sports would be very popular, but turns out it couldn't be any less true, as skiing is really the biggest thing in this country. Still going to be Lions basketball, though. 3 minutes, 11 seconds remaining. It's been a dire need for rebounding and offense for the Lions. As here's Joshua Keys. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Forced to pick up his dribble, finds Skeren cutting and putting it in. Nice moving off the ball by Nicolas Skeren for two. That's a good moment for him. That's his first bucket of the evening. Skinner fakes up to Ola. Extra feed. Poliak from the corner. Laszlo Poliak, the beneficiary off of beautiful ball movement from left to right, as it's a 76-47 lead. Here's Hakeem to Olivier from the corner. Caffey with the rebound. Caffey looks to push, take it himself. He'll go to the line. So Nicolas Skeren called for the foul, his first personal. Now the team's second here in the third quarter. Alec van Gaal will now come onto the floor. Oliver Wiesnes will now take a seat. Mike Caffey, this is his second season in Romania. 81% from the line in his ENBL season last year, in where he averaged 13 points and 6 assists. And he was also joint first in assists last season, 6.3 per game. And his resume speaks for itself. All Slovakian team during his stints in that country, and also the Ukrainian Guard of the Year when he played over there. 2 for 2 from the line for Mike Caffey. Hasn't had the need to do too much as Sakar Anim and Solomon Young has taken the scoring load. With also Mohamed Bato leading the way with rebounds. Foul will be now called against number 35, Tudor Girbea, his second personal. That's now the 4th team foul against Voluntari. Olivier shakes, puts it up, rattles in and out as Ola gets the board. A lot of questions may arise whether your current Voluntari head coach Danny Owen as how this team may fare, as this is now his first season as the head coach of Voluntari. He was the assistant coach, as there you see Joshua Keys muscle it up and in for his 10th point. He joined the team as a coach in 2019 and has been with them since, but that doesn't mean he does not have head coaching experience. Coach Ioan was the head coach for Romanian team SCM Craiova from 2017 till 19. The ball movement pure from Voluntari. That 3 is short. Offensive rebound, Caffey. And Anim says, I will take another triple for his 21st point of the evening. 20 points for Sakar Anim. Raining triples in Bergen. Fongia answers and applies another 3 for his career high. Now sitting at 18 points for the BLNO guard. 15 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 81-52 is your score for Voluntari. CSO turnover, Lions basketball. Seven seconds remaining here in the third. Skoran fakes, takes the triple, that one short. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. 81-52 is your score. Voluntari in the driver's seat since the second quarter. Now look to cruise away with their first ENBL victory of the season. We'll be back. Welcome back to the start of the fourth quarter as what's been a CSO Voluntari show here in Norway. This is both of the teams' opening ENBL games of the young season. These two teams have played one game before this one. That's official as Nicolas Skeren spins and puts it in. Voluntari had a loss in the Romanian Super Cup on the 20th of September, where they trailed as much as 17, but only lost within 5. And their assistant coach told me that we saw a lot of grit from those guys, but we still have a lot of jobs, a lot of room to improve on. But still, this team can become really dangerous across the season, and they're really showing it here today. Whilst Aspa now looks to check in for the Lions, Paul Olivier sitting down. Here's Caffey, out to Anim, hits the side of the backboard on the triple, and the Lions look to push. Hakim tried to find Keys, gets it intercepted in the air by now Costin Serbanescu, getting his first minutes of the game. Anim faked and took the crossover, goes off the leg of Espe. Now going to be voluntary basketball, as you could hear a pin drop within this crowd. It's completely silent. Anim will now take a seat. Jordan Watson now coming on. They find Ola. Missing under the basket. Joshua Keys gets the rebound. What really separates this Voluntari team is also skill set, but also size and defense, as Caffey takes it all the way himself for his 10th point of the game. It's really just intensity and really getting the meaningful actions as a part of the team, as Espe fakes, puts the floater, misses strong, gets his own offensive board. Tried to create separation from Serbanescu, but he gets fouled in the process. It's more so about hitting the shots when you need to hit the shots, which is what we've seen from this Voluntari team. That's why they've done so well as they have, as Nicolas Skeren hits the shot from the right corner, his 6th point of the game. 84-56 is your score. Skeren with the steal, couldn't get the layup. And Ayinde Hakim picks up the pieces and puts it in. Missed 3 from the wing by Serbanescu. Another rebound for Voluntari. Here's Young backing down Visnes. Couldn't put it in. Keys gets the rebound. Almost got it stolen by Watson on the pass, and it's Lions basketball. Well, it's been a dominant showing across rebounds and assists for Voluntari. They have 9 more assists than the Lions. It's 19-10 on that department. And they have 8 more rebounds, out-rebounded the Lions 27-19. And what you've noticed, Mohamed Barrow getting the offensive boards and putting it in. The main story with that is points in the paint. Mohamed Barrow, a huge part in that department. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Espe couldn't heave it in time. That's a shot clock violation, as Voluntari will have the basketball yet again. 32 points in the paint for Voluntari, 20 for the Lions. And where we've seen Voluntari shine is within the flow of the offense. They move the ball so extremely well. They communicate really well on defense. And they just make it so incredibly difficult for the Lions to just get set on their first stage of the offense. You got to find a way to force to that first set on your offensive possession to at least get something going. And that's where you've seen this Voluntari team shine in shutting this Lions team down. They look to find Young down low against Visnes. Fades and puts it in. And the former NBA G Leaguer cooking right now as he now sits at 15. Also actually played with Bamberg Basket, who played against the Lions this past ENBL season. As Voluntari will get the basketball again. David Patru now checking in for the first time this game, while Mike Caffey will take a seat. David Patru played professionally in Romania his entire career. As there you see Young faking and putting it up and in. 17 for Solomon. David Patru, 21 years old, 6'1", in his 6th professional season, first season with CSO Voluntari. Hakeem, nice 2-dribble pull-up on the foul line, puts that one in. Nice up fake, layup just missed by Serbanescu, and the Lions look to push. Aspe, the fake and the layup. Nice play by Los Aspe, taking it coast to coast all the way to himself as we approach the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter as Visnes, he fouls Young on the flyby. Solomon Young currently perfect from the line, hits that one. 3 of 3 from the charity stripe. Be 4 of 4 if he hits the next one. Incredible off the bench. Here's Aspe, down low to Ever Dahlberg, couldn't get the shot to go. Rebound taken by Voluntari. Ever Dahlberg, one of the young Lions players in this roster with a lot of potential, waiting to be unlocked for the future. He's getting some incredible minutes. Even though it's in the fourth quarter, this experience should be really good for him. As Barrow misses on the 2. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Lions basketball. Alexandrola and Laszlo Poliak now coming in. Barrow taking a seat, and Jordan Watson will follow suit on the bench. Here comes Ayinde Hakeem, looking to guide this offense into a successful play that'll get them a bucket. Joshua Keys muscling his way inside. Offensive foul. Now the 5th personal for Joshua Keys. A technical foul now called against Joshua Keys as he's now out of the game. He struggled with foul trouble early on. Had 4 personal fouls during the midway point of the second quarter. And when size was bound to be an issue for the Lions, no Buna Njai, no Aji Javara, two staples in this Lions rotation with size to their game. They've had to rely on Oliver Visnes, Erik Fonger, and Joshua Keys to get the job done at the 4 and the 5 positions. When you're going against mountains, such as Alexandru Ola at 6'11", Mohamed Barrow at 6'9", and Solomon Young at 6'8", it's a tough task to try and out-rebound a team like this. And the stats have shown it. The 3 is up and in. Costin Surbanescu with the triple. 31-22 is the rebounding advantage for this team out of Romania that's going to dominate this ENBL season yet again. They're looking to show it. Ola down low, flips it up, couldn't put it in. Young out-rebounds Visnes for the putback. Ola down low, flips it up, couldn't put it in. Young VOLUNTARI basketball. Young loses the ball. Fonger dives for it, and the Lions have it. Well, if you want to tune into some more ENBL action, you're going to get plenty more of it this season. 26 teams will participate in the ENBL this year. And it's going to be 3 groups. So if you're a basketball fan and you want to see basketball all across Northern Europe, you sure won't miss anything out this year. From 2 to 3 groups, and the competition is going to be just this much more fierce. And this is going to be a big task for not only the Lions, who look to bounce back after their ENBL campaign last year, but also for Voluntari, who want to become back-to-back ENBL champions. Here's Aspe up to Olivier. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Aspe the floater, off the window. Ola the rebound. Nice defense by the Lions. Shut down the pass, but it's Voluntary ball. Here's Ola. Blocked by Visnes, but he gets called for the foul. So Alexandru Ola, the tallest player in this Voluntari roster, standing at 6'11". A career 72% from the line. Knocks down the first free throw. He has played professionally in Belgium, Spain, and the Netherlands. And he's also suited up for the Romanian national team. And he, in fact, played against Norway twice. 2 for 2 from the line for Ola. And he really had one of his best games against Norway, suiting up for Romania. 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 blocks in the 21st of November 2024. Oliver Visnes and Lars Aspe taking a seat. Nicolas Ballone and Alexandru Hanea now on the floor for the Lions. Here's Olivier weaving through the teeth of the defense and puts it in. Here's Olivier weaving through the teeth of the defense and
Innan neste kamp i Dialog. Først kommer en lørdag klokken 16 i Fyllingsdalshallen. Fyllingen mot Andebyen. Altså først kommer en lørdag klokken 16 om 2 dager.
As Voluntari's next ENBL game will yet be another one outside of their home floor. They're going to be facing off against the Heftehelfen Bulls Katzenberg. That's their next away game for the ENBL, October 22nd. Then their first ENBL home game will be against Dornard Groningen out of the Netherlands, the 4th of November. Shot is missed by Voluntari. The Lions have it. Well, for the Lions, their next ENBL game will be in quite some time, October 15th against Valmiera Glas. That one will be in Latvia, but before that they have 5 domestic games in the BLNO to try and regather and recoup and just polish their roster throughout the course of this young season to get try and get another ENBL win for the season. As Hassan Ali now getting his first minutes in this ENBL season. Here's William Liebeck. Up top to Hanea, a triple. That one's too strong. Rebound taken by Voluntari. Ola lays it up and in. Dominance is a word you could use to describe this voluntary team with what we've seen today. Sakar Anim leading the way with 20. Solomon Young with 19. Mike Caffey with 10, and that 3 is up and in by Tudor Girbea, his 6th point of the evening. And the party continues for the team out of Romania. One second. Liebeck couldn't get it up in time, and it's 26 seconds remaining. We'll just probably see this voluntary team just dribble this one out. Ola will take the 3. Nothing but net from the corner. Not known as a 3-point shooter. Not scared of taking him either. As it's 8 seconds remaining of the 4th quarter. And that will do it. Dominance from the 2nd quarter and onwards for the reigning ENBL champions, CSO Voluntari. Current score 103-64. Clock ticks down, and that will do it. CSO Voluntari 103, the Fyllingen Lions 64. As the reigning ENBL champion, CSO Voluntari out of Romania get their ENBL season started with the win. And they came in and cleaned house as the Fyllingen Lions still remain, and they still look for their first ENBL win on home turf in the team's history. And that will do it. Incredible performances by Sakar Anim and Solomon Young for the Romanian team, while we saw Eric Funghea with a new ENBL career high with 18 and Paul Olivier with 12. But ultimately, it was the size and the mismatches down low for CSO Voluntari, which got them the win. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in, and we'll see you next time.
ENBLeague partneris ir biznesa platforma, kas apvieno būvniecības nozares speciālistus un darbojas 4 pakalpojumu sektoros – ielu kompleksa būvniecība vai pārbūve, teritorijas labiekārtošana, hidrobūvniecība, ēku būvniecība un iekšdarbi. Mēs piedāvājam skaidrus un saprotamus risinājumus ēku un inženieru būvju projektēšanā, teritorijas labiekārtošanā, dokumentu sagatavošanai, būvju nodošanai eksploatācijā un juridisko palīdzību. ENBLeague partneris – stabils, profesionāls un atbildīgs partneris.